Alright, what is up guys? This is Zeno, and as you can see, I am starting a new world. VoidWorld. Alright, I am playing around with some crap I have created, and Red Power 2 is also in this, and so is Thaumcraft version 2.1.6b, I think? 2.0 point something like that. Anyway, so yeah. I've got this seed that is my personal favorite seed of all time ever. And, 41952. Oop, I missed. Start over. 3504-241952611729046. There you go. Oops. Forgot something. Negative. Alright. So, there's not really a huge reason why that's my favorite seed in the whole wide universe. It's just that it puts me in a kind of a nice spot, and the world is really, really flat in the area where you spawn, and I kind of like that. Because I like terraforming and everything, but when you have to spend 3 or 4 days doing it, it's no fun. So, yeah. Starts me off on this thing here. It takes my world a while to get normal. Alright. So yeah, you see this huge field. This gigantic field in front of me is cool and all, but if I just walk over here, there is a ravine. Right there. Yep. She's a beauty. And if you look down there, yep, that is a chest. And I will be going down there later. Much later. So, plenty of sheep around. Plenty of trees. So like I said before, I am playing around with some stuff I created, and you won't get to see that right away, because the items that I made, as always with me, they're insanely expensive, but I did kind of design them to be end-gamey, and you know, I like end-game crap. End-game crap is cool. It gives me something to do. So yeah, I'm going to get some wood. Kill a few of those sheep, and I'm going to try and start a farm. Get in wood, get in wood. Alright, so yeah, if anybody's wondering why I'm not making an axe, it's because I'm lazy. And, yeah. That's all. Now, some of the things I'm playing with are not so late game. A few of which are actually going to be making an appearance pretty early in this kind of Let's Play thing, whatever it is. And you'll probably get to see those sooner than later, because they're going to help me out a lot. But for the most part, I was going to try and keep things pretty, I don't know, kind of low scale, not do a whole lot of crazy stuff. Mainly because you see this huge, gigantic grass field and all this raw material, and it's kind of daunting. This is actually the seed that I used for my last world, and in my last world, everything was terraformed down to sea level, all the way to the ravine, which means that all of this was lowered by 1 block. That big sand belt out there was lowered. My house was actually floating above this lagoon. It was pretty cool, and it was huge. But but now I kind of have to do everything all over again. That sandbar out there that goes to that island, all of this was actually an artificial island. I'd created a peninsula basically that connected this and landlocked. Basically, no, I didn't landlock the lagoon, but I did a lot of terraforming. It took me several days, which is kind of what I was saying I was trying to avoid earlier. But like I said, part of that is the fun of Minecraft is you get to sit there and trash the land. Okay, so one more of those. That is plenty. I want to check my achievements. Okay, good. So I don't have to make any of the stupid wooden tools. Makes my life easier. Except for this one. I really dislike wooden tools. They're a complete waste of time. No. Alright, that's enough. So, like I said, complete waste of time. Wooden tools suck. Not going to use it anymore. I may use it later. In some kind of emergency. They're just way too slow. Yeah, Fraps makes me slow. Alright. So yeah, you can see all the Thaumcraft wisps floating around aimlessly. That's another thing about this spawn area that I like and simultaneously don't like at all. There is a ton of slimes. And he's coming for me. I don't have a weapon. Oh, get away. They're so hard to hit. No, leave me alone. It looks like they're tainted for now. So yeah, I know just by playing, I know the default aura of this area is somewhere around about 4,500, and the default taint in this area is somewhere around 1,500, unless he's recently changed the defaults for spawn or world gen, what have you. Which is, I don't know, pretty average, I guess. I don't really know much about Thaumcraft, other than kind of how to make everything. But I did put NEI in my list, so I guess I can go ahead and show you some of the crap that I've made. Let's go backwards a little bit. Okay. Starting with... Oh, what am I starting with? Oh yeah, I forgot about all this stuff. Can we block all of the micro blocks? Just, you know, because there's a million of them. Thank you. And, let's see what else can I... Yeah, no, that's good. We're good. Okay. So. Okay, yeah. And the wires, if we could. Wiring. Bluetricity? Yeah, let's block the wires and the jacketed wires, and I don't know, I guess that's everything, is it? And ribbon cables, and man, how many freaking, what are these? Insulated wire, huh? Vanilla around? Of course not. And microblocks, yeah. I mean, I thought I had specified I don't want to see these things. Now I'm kind of confused because I'm telling it I don't want to see them, but it's showing me them anyways. See? There's jacketed wires that I don't want to see. How do I tell it not to show them? I thought I made myself clear here. But it's showing me them anyway. Oh well, okay. Well, that's most of the stuff I don't want to see. Okay, here is the first thing. This is an aggregator. Not in the old sense of the aggregator. You can see that it's like obsidian and it's got some diamond inside of it. it kind of works off the same principle as a collector, except for not really. I'll show you guys everything eventually. Man, some of these are really nice looking. Look at this pump. So yeah, this is a Wraith Wall, and this is a Wraith node. You'll never actually get these in your inventory, because they're indestructible. You might get to see them later. This is a solvent mixer, and this is a solvent mixer that is on, as you can see by the name designation. Those aren't too special, they just take all of the hassle out of doing something specific, which I'll show you later. And I think that's it for all the blocks I add. I don't add many, just 4. No, 5. Okay, so these are my 5 blocks. Not much to them. Now the items are a little bit more in-depth, so I'll go past all the IC2 stuff. Here we go. Okay, these are caster parts, and a caster is one of these things. There's a gun, obviously. This is the revolver. It's kind of an upgrade for the rifle. The rifle's a little bit faster reload, but it only gets 1 shot at a time. The revolver gets 6 shots at a time, and I don't know, that makes everything better. So, as you can see, there's different kinds of bullets. This is a frag shot. It's made out of stone and flint, and it just does basic damage. It kind of sucks. You get your empty shell back when you shoot something. This is blaze shot. It's kind of expensive, and it's a pretty strong bullet. It causes whatever you're attacking to burst into flames, but of course, if they're immune to fire, it does nothing. This is light shot. It's super effective against undead. So if I shot a skeleton with this, it's a 1-shot kill. Buster shot makes, well, it explodes. So it's a pretty strong explosion. And if you wanted, you could use it for mining, but I wouldn't, because that would make a mess. But it does have a slightly, I wrote the mining routines on this explosion to be very efficient. It won't break your items when it explodes, and it always yields an item from the block broken. But it will still kill you, so you should be careful. This is a crystal shot, and I think it's actually one of my favorites. When it hits a mob, it crystallizes, and it can produce lapis, or even diamonds. But it's a very low chance that it will give you anything. And since it costs diamonds to make the thing, it's generally, you're not going to make a profit off of them, but they will pay for themselves kind of a little bit, and since they're so strong, that's a good thing. They do more damage than anything except for this one, which we'll get to. The venom shot is you're basically just going to poison the mob, but it's not like a cave spider poison, it's more like my own custom. I designed the poison to work a certain way. Over time it will eventually kill most things. This is the best you can get. The ender shot does more damage than any other bullets. If it doesn't kill them in the first shot, it will crush them the following second. So after a second of being inflicted with this wound from an ender shot, it will crush them and they will die. And it always deals player-based damage, so you will get the experience for the kill. Okay. This is all part of one mod called casters. These are the parts that you use to make the guns, both guns, and the bullets. Hang on. Now, well, look at all the time I spent explaining everything when I should have been building a house. Alright. I stopped talking when I did, because I didn't die. Okay. Sorry, that was a smoker's cough break, for those of you who aren't familiar with me and my smoker's cough. So now we're safe, and yeah. So we will survive our first night. Look at that, I forgot to get wool and everything. So I guess while I'm waiting for the first day to be over, I'll show you the rest of these items. These are solvents, there are 5 of them. There's redstone, glowstone, lapis, carbon, which is coal, but charcoal, whatever, doesn't matter. Sugar. Those are the 5 solvents. This is basically a secondary alchemy system that I made kind of in lieu of not playing with equivalent exchange, because it's gone, you know, in the direction of supremely overpowered. I decided to make these, and with them I decided to make kind of a basic potion system. Now this all uses one item ID, so you know, if you're worried about your item IDs, don't. Well, you don't have to worry about this anyways, because I wasn't actually planning on releasing any of it. But the items that I've made so far are healing, regrowth, which is still healing, but I think one of these cures poison. Speed, I know it looks kind of like a peachy, it's like a peach potion or something. That has everything but jump, so it includes dig speed and run speed. Fire Vial actually also gives you strength, which means that you hit stuff harder while you're immune to fire. And Panacea, which is actually inaccurately named. Yes, it cures you of hunger, and it cures you of poison, and it heals a bunch of life, and it also even fills some hunger. But it basically is it's all 4 of these potions rolled into one, except for you have to use 2 of each, and you get 1 Panacea out of it. And it's slightly more, it has a longer duration, and it's more potent, but it's basically just like, if you have a couple of these on you, you get all these effects rolled into one. I think it's like a 4-minute duration, which is pretty freaking awesome. But these aren't exactly cheap, and even though they're stackable, they're kind of a pain in the butt to make. So, I mean, you'll get to see all that eventually. Joining solvent and breaking solvent. So basically you have, instead of a philosopher's stone, what you use is this joining solvent, and it's got a damage bar. It's always 8. It's never like 4. So you put 8 cobblestone in, and it gives you 2 gravel or something like that. And then you put 8 gravel in, and it gives you 2 clay balls. And then you put the clay balls together, and then you can keep on combining all the way up to diamond. But every time you do a transmutation with it, it takes a little bit of its damage away. And this is the exact opposite. You give it breaking solvent, it smashes it down into whatever's below it. And if you put both of them together, you can do like horizontal transmutations, like cobblestone to dirt, dirt to whatever, sand. So if you put both of them in there, you can do 7 cobblestone to 7, and it's always 7. And these are the Reliquary Items. These are also their own mod. This torch is really expensive. All of these are actually really expensive. So the torch eats your torches. You hold right click and it eats a bunch of torches, and then it can place a torch anywhere using its charge. It also never breaks. When you have this torch in your inventory, everything in your inventory gets slowly repaired, but it uses torch points to repair your stuff. So basically, at the cost of a renewable resource, torches, it will repair your gear. Anything that's in your inventory will be repaired, even stuff that you're wearing. But if you don't have the torch supply or whatever, it won't. If you are holding the torch, it will repair twice as fast, which is kind of useful if you're in a hurry to see something fixed. This is the Wraith's Eye. You can see it's kind of like an ender eye, except for it's got a little sort of a pupil in it. No, I didn't actually use the Eye of Ender icon for this. That is a gas tier inside of it, kind of transparent, hard to see. But basically what this does is it places this block, this Wraith node, And if you put two of these within a direct line of each other, every air block between them gets replaced by a Wraith Wall. And a Wraith Wall is an indestructible block, and so are these. The only way to get rid of them is to right-click the node again, which destroys the wall. And so basically this is just a really easy way to construct a huge building. Every time you place a node, it consumes a gas tier, and there's a way to recharge the Wraith's Eye. You have to have gas tiers in your inventory, and when you hold right-click, it will consume them and refill its charge. It can hold a lot, but every single node costs a tier. This is the most boring item I've made. It's basically the ignition ring, which nobody cares for. The Everflint is just an infinite flint and steel. It does absolutely nothing special. The frost shears are awesome. I don't know if anybody is as OCD about clearing away leaves after they've destroyed a tree as I am, but I hate it, and it's boring. So I made these. Basically, any leaf block that's connected to the leaf block you right-click gets destroyed. Every single leaf block that gets destroyed consumes hunger. So it's like it's a fractional value. So if you consume 100 of them, I think it completely exhausts you. This is the coolest thing that I've made, and it looks like I'm missing something. Yeah, it's missing. That's weird. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, I did something wrong. This is, see how it says State Alchemist Compass? That's actually supposed to be the State Alchemist watch. I've been watching some Full Metal Alchemist, and I made some things, but I'll have to fix these in code. And also, I think I'm running out of time on my first video, so I will come back to explain the auto tools, which is basically like Ed's automail or whatever. And yeah, we'll get back to that. But that's it for my first video, and I will talk to you guys later.